Hey, it's here for Sam George there. Oh boy Juma. This year Sam George a boy Juma ama. Say wabro Ghana so much this year wode akwa akopie mu wo Kenya. Enya asem ketwa. Na I don't know. Minam TikTok. Ena many kobo video bi so. But you see, only sometimes so you Ghana ni na o video bi auto mun say that be we enya Ghana. That was the feeling I was getting. O share the studio setup and omo ano mo kasa no mo nima obehu ne say enye Ghana. Later na me hu say oh indeed enye Ghana na eye Kenya for omo a radio station. Not knowing Ghana the yenya go through IMF ni debt restructuring. No Kenya for nso afianza wo mo e ba beto omo. Ati ase. Inti Kenya for acha say omo ye demonstration. Na no na Sam George ekokọ kan de kenofo yata mo eye ya e de Ghana ekokodu ho. And you see the similarities in Ghana for your situation, your story, any Kenya for there no. Charlie, not knowing you see Kenya for so president awaba na busian for na wode omo ato aban mu na trese. Senya Ghana ni e bobusia no. Trese Kenya host ni kra no obi say Kenya asem na oka na Ghana. And no say Ghana, no say hey. The same thing no so ye wo Kenya o. Intimiye na me ko he comment box na me hu senya na Kenya for boss Sam George abaso. Na me see yes Sam George see the free Ghana ko Kenya. And yet this guy is an intelligent guy. This guy is smart. This guy needs to be the future president of Ghana. Hey! Yanko tien semo Sam George kan ya. Say ogu kenofo ya tenimu asi ama Kenya for ebo na baso. Yentie.
Ghana will need 10 straight years of 100% effective management. 100%, 0% budget deficit, 10 straight years to fix the mess that has been created by this government. In 2019-2020, when we're sounding the warning bells, our finance minister will come to parliament and literally insult everybody and say to us that we're liars because he went on the euro market to borrow 3 billion. He did a euro bond of 3 billion and he had offers of 30 billion.
Yeah, oversubscription.
Oversubscription because of how robust Ghana's economy is.
The fundamentals are good.
Now, you know, it's interesting because people forget that in 2019, there was a meltdown in the rest of the world and they were offering 0% interest, 0.1. Maximum you get was 3%. And Ghana was going and offering 11%. So investors would chase you with the money.
Yeah.
It's good returns. They won't put their money in the US. They won't put their money in European economies because you're offering them 11%. So you come back home and our finance minister will finish and come home and have a kinky party. There'll be a party of food and drinks and they'll thank God that we were oversubscribed. Now it's dollars that came in and they will misuse those dollars. And after they've done that, now the tourist dollars need to go back home because now America has raised is interest rates.
Yeah.
And so that's more attractive now. And so the tourists come and say, can we get our money? We're going back. Now, you don't print dollars in Ghana. You don't print dollars here in Kenya. So you now have to find a dollar. Now, don't forget that because government was borrowing on the local market and borrowing a lot of cedis, to make it attractive for the banks, government raised the base rate. Now, when you need to get the dollars back, you only have cedis. Now you don't even have enough cedis in your central bank. So what does government do? The government of Ghana just tells the Bank of Ghana, print money. So they print money.
Yeah.
When they print money, means there's more cedis, more liquidity in the system.
Yeah.
Now, when you have so much cedis chasing very few dollars, basic economics, demand and supply, the dollar begins to rise. Now, anybody who's gotten part of this loose liquidity in the system bears in mind that, look, the cedi is no longer a safe store of economic value. So everybody, including the market woman, is looking to buy dollars.
The dollar.
And so there's a mad rush for dollars, government having to repatriate dollars, ordinary citizens looking to store value in a foreign instrument.
Yeah.
And so then what you then see is the dollar begins to rise. So instead of government being prudent and cutting expenditure and cutting its quote according to its size, it just asks the central bank to print more money. You print more money, it pushes up liquidity. Now, at a point in time, you realize Excess liquidity shoots up your inflation. That's why inflation moved from 9% to 52%. Because there's just too much money in the system. So what do you do to mop up inflation? What's the number one principal tool in the hands of central banks? You raise the base rate.
Base rate goes up.
And when you raise the base rate, what happens? Government is still borrowing locally. So government has raised the base rate because it wants to mop up liquidity. But government is still going back to that same bank, those same commercial banks to borrow. So now government is borrowing at a higher rate because it has raised the base rate. So at first government was borrowing at 18%, but you've raised the base rate now to 28% to mop up liquidity. So you're going to borrow, the banks are going to borrow to you at 32% now. So you're cutting your nose to spite your face. And so what Kenya needs to understand is that, look, when you see money, it's foreign currency, it's a tourist, it will go back. And so you need to be careful how you run after these dollars because they're not yours. They will go back.
Something will happen.
Absolutely. The creditor will come calling. Even hopefully when we come to government in 2025, we have 4 years. We can't fix.
Ahase na mepese uti.
The whole mess. It's
Ma membo ni biom, ehono membo ni biom na tie. Mepese membo ni biom na uti because eya na meka wa ha. Eya na engrofo kan.
The creditor will come calling.
Ose melodies melodies your MPP ni didn't know can sem with Sam George sem kan.
Even hopefully when we come to government in 2025, we have 4 years. We can't fix the whole mess.
Metatremo say if you understand what is going on in this country, Mahama ba won't to me man be fix you. Man ka asem na ntremo. Na Mahama no ba kan 4 years pe. Na 4 years no he debt restructuring kra no 15 years o. Bosia ye boni na Mahama ba wa bere oni ti atio. On to me nye he. Eya metena hana meka say ya na ye nkrofo se wo ye MPP ni mu nya no ye MPP ni hwe Sam George ko Kenya no ansem ha wo ka tromo. Osi kenufo yata asay economy ni to the point where say NDC kraba in the next 4 years enya de ombetumi afix it. Obi woka say in the next 10 years kra Ghana in the next 10 years kra see you see yam bobosua in the next 10 years kra na still your situation no into me and fix it. Nti we ade akenufo yata ne president Akufo Addo wo ye Ghana for na a Ghana for bia ye koma. You see, people don't understand what's going on. Inti, oti asia won. Nanka, inti, we minechi. Na wobi ti se baomia. Esansu bejina ye nimzo opeso di president. You understand why it sounds like I hate baomia. Nanso enyesa metai no. Oti asem na si ebeye unhi. Ebeye unhi. Ti Sam George ena wako Kenya for radio station ena waka nsem we.
Impossible because it's systemic. Look, the public service has been overbloated. You had state institutions where we had one chief executive who ran the institution. These guys have come and called something job for the boys. And they apart from the one chief executive, they create 4 deputy chief executives. So for every position that existed in the civil service, they create 4 deputies and just pumping the people in there. And they're paying them huge salaries. You know, ministries where we had one minister.
Are we talking about Ghana? Ghana in West Africa.
Yes, you have a similar situation here.
We Kenya radio presenter Sam George ka say na Kenya radio presenter ne ka say Sam George we are sure say Ghana ho asem na oka na Sam George say inti muso Kenya the same thing na ye de yam o o say Charlie African leaders just say Ghana pe o just say journalists no Sam George in some working now say any your bobusunya ye we any government sector omude omukrofo ashimo say Ghana West Africa because Kenya was East Africa. I say Ghana West Africa asem na wuken. Hey Charlie.
I want to leave Kenya peacefully. Please, I'm talking about Ghana.
It's all about Ghana. Thank you very much for joining us.
Ghana will need.
That's the interview. Sam George here. I'm a radio station in front of Spice FM. Spice FM. Ewo Kenya. Spice FM. Oko her commenter. Engrofo epase ya. A lot of people are praising Sam George. I said this was an excellent explanation. What is this guy's name? And ye Kenya ni will bisa. so this government is copying, this government is copy pasting what is happening in Ghana. Just say Kenya ni no waka say Sam George asemo a waka ne de as a Kenya o na just say de Ghana for ye na Kenya for nso ye. Okay. Intino no. Mun try wa comment box no. Me da say.